All right, Vikings fans, get ready for a track meet because that's what it's going to be. We're all thinking defense with that 23rd pick, and they go Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. Look, the thing is, I love this dude because he's twitchy, he's fast, he can get down the field, he has 4.4 speed. Here's the other thing I love about this guy. He did it at two different places. He was a killer at Pitt, did it in that conference, has 1 year with Lincoln Riley at USC, and he becomes one of the best wide receivers in college football in his 1 year there. Look, I think this guy is football smart. He is off the charts when they say his intelligence of X's and O's. So you're going to find a guy that is quick, twitchy, can get down the field, get that separation, pull those safeties away from Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson hopefully will not see a lot of double teams now that Jordan Addison is with him on the field. So I love it. Hopefully we're just going to outscore everybody. This is going to be like old school college football here in the NFL. We might be scoring 50 points a game with our guy Jordan Addison.
So it's Jordan Addison, wide receiver from USC. Wait till you get a load of these highlights of his bubble screens. Last year, he had a touchdown against UCLA where he started in the backfield, and it is a work of art. Kevin O'Connell likes doing things like that. Think about Justin Jefferson in the backfield last year, Jalen Reagor, Brandon Powell. Now you have the likes of Jordan Addison, and I would imagine perhaps the happiest individual outside of Kevin O'Connell and maybe Kirk Cousins to have a receiver the caliber of Addison on the Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson. I mean, if you want to double team Justin Jefferson the way he was doubled last year, what are you going to do with this first rounder? What are you going to do with KJ? What are you going to do with TJ? I'm never negative when you take the identity of your team, which is the Vikings offense, you amplify it and make it better. Jordan Addison, welcome to the Covenant.
So the Minnesota Vikings with the 23rd overall pick selected Jordan Addison. A lot of people assumed they would trade back. I was one of them. I also thought Joey Porter Jr. still being on the board would be there. But this is what Jordan Addison has. This is a kid that had 100 catches, 1,500 yards, and 17 touchdowns before winning the Biletnikoff. And then, of course, NIL takes him to USC. But at USC, had Caleb Williams. Now, what was the big difference in Pittsburgh versus USC? They were the targets, so everybody knew. Now coming to the Minnesota Vikings, he is the target, but he has Justin Jefferson on the other side. When you look at the Rams, how they won the Super Bowl, weapons. Kirk Cousins, I feel like is better than Matthew Stafford, but that's just me. So if you give him Jordan Addison, TJ Hockenson, Justin Jefferson, and KJ Osborne, that's 4 weapons that you can do damage with in the game. I think Jordan Addison is going to be a kid, one, can play in the slot. He's not really an outside receiver, so they're going to have to figure out where he fits in his offense, but he's a true slot receiver, speed, twitch, and can catch the ball in traffic. And at 5'11", not the biggest, but he has, like I said, the speed to create separation, and you'll see a lot of big plays coming with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. But Jordan Addison, great pick for Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings.
In a draft situation where we were almost all positive the Minnesota Vikings were going to choose defense to upgrade either the cornerback, the defensive end position, they decided to go wide receiver with Jordan Addison. Now, Addison's challenge this year is going to be to take heat off of Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, the explosive plays now for Justin Jefferson slowed down toward the end of the field because we saw a lot more middle open type coverages where corners and safeties could work in and out on Justin Jefferson. When defenses decide to do that, because that's the trend, that's what they're going to try to do, you got to have a guy on the other side of the field that can make a defense pay. So explosive plays are what we need out of Addison. We need him to be a threat, to get behind a defense. He also has to be able to beat the second best corner consistently that he's going to see all throughout next season. So a great option. We got some tight ends. We got some good receivers. Still have KJ Osborne. This offense is going to be explosive.
Adam Thielen left a giant hole in our hearts and the Minnesota Vikings offense. So what do you do to replace that spot? Well, you sink a first-round pick into the wide receiver position, a luxury pick for the Vikings, if you will, considering they already had Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, some TJ Hockenson to catch passes. But Addison brings some special traits. He can run from the slot, he can run outside, but I think he's really well suited to the slot. There's a lot of talk about how Addison's going to take heat off of Justin Jefferson, but it can work the other direction as well. If teams put extra effort into stopping Jefferson, you get one-on-one coverage for Addison. He's so slippery and elusive that he can really be a devastating receiver and can help you after the catch. He's not going to break tackles, but he knows all the angles and he's got enough speed to be slippery and to get away on longer runs. Jordan Addison's a fascinating pick for Minnesota, a team that's going to be very difficult to scheme against for opposing defenses because of all the different ways they can beat you, including now another receiver to add to an already deep set of Viking receivers.
JJ, KJ, TJ, and now JA. I think Jordan Addison at pick number 23 is a great addition to this Vikings artillery of weapons. He adds a little bit of shiftiness in the inside, but he's also versatile on the outside. Great hands, and I think with his route running ability that he's shown in college, that it's only going to get better with Justin Jefferson, someone who can take him under his wing. Not only is he one of the best wide receivers in the league, obviously, I think he's one of the best route runners in the league as well. And I think Jordan Addison can only flourish under that tutelage.
Well, Ben Lieber called me crazy a couple of weeks ago when I said Jordan Addison was the guy that the Vikings should select at 23rd overall. Now look at what the Vikings just did. Jordan Addison, when you look at what he'll do in this Minnesota Vikings offense, it just makes sense. Remove the Chicago Bears game last year. Kirk Cousins threw 42 times per game the past 5 games last year. Jordan Addison fits. He's a guy that can go inside, outside. Justin Jefferson, you can't double team him anymore because Jordan Addison is such a deep threat when it comes to putting pressure on their defense. I love this pick. I think this Minnesota Vikings team sells tickets fast because we're going to score a lot of points this year. So who knows what the second and third round will look like, but first round we got our guy in Jordan Addison.
I absolutely love the Jordan Addison pick, mainly because Keenan McCardell loves the Jordan Addison pick. If you were watching on TV and you saw the draft room, you saw Keenan McCardell walk around that room celebrating like he just won the biggest prize in the universe. I trust Keenan McCardell. This dude is a killer route runner. He can produce in the slot. He's going to be the perfect partner with Justin Jefferson. I think this is a huge step forward for our offense, and I can't wait to see what he looks like on this team.
Meat Sauce here from the Power Trip Morning Show. Vikings took Jordan Addison with the 23rd overall pick. It's sweet. I'm so pumped about it. My hair is standing up. That's the best pick they could get, I think, at that position. Last time they took a wide receiver at 23, turned out pretty good. Let's ride. Skol. Skol Vikes. I need new hair.